off and I'll time this.
Call the meeting to order, please. Let's stand and pledge the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Deputy Mayor Robinson,
Here.
Trustee St. Germain,
Present.
Trustee Wilmer,
Present.
Trustee Golden,
Present.
Thank you. Call for the first public hearing tonight, public hearing number 1. And this is public hearing regarding our tentative 26-27 budget. Right now, our budget was frozen last week, so that everyone had a chance to look at it. And after this hearing, we will be able to work on the budget again some more, based on what we hear from you tonight. Okay. I thought it was on. So let me preface this by saying that when we started on this a couple months ago, we charged our department heads with writing a proposed budget that supported the services that we currently have as villagers, not to do anything to increase our services. So this is, as I would argue, as close to a baseline as we can get. Now, why would the budget increase? Everybody got a bigger electric bill, okay? Everybody has got other things that are happening. We have contract wages built in to the budget, and there are things that happen. My favorite little example is the pest removal part of the budget, little tiny amount of money. We overspent that by almost 50% already this year. So we're thinking that we need to account for that going into the new budget. So we had to increase that. So that's really where we start. Look forward to hearing what you got to say about the budget and where you think we might be able to do something with it. So the hearing is open. Somebody has to be first. It's a little button on the bottom.
It's kind of on the
On
side.
the side button, side bottom.
All right.
There, you're on.
Good evening. My name is Patience Freisinger. I live at 102 Oakley. I'm here to address the proposed 9% budget increase that equates to an overall 15% property tax increase according to the real property tax line item under general funds revenues. This is the third year the village has proposed a budget and subsequent levies in or close to double digits. I'm not saying the New York State tax cap is always achievable, but that tax cap was set to protect homeowners from exactly what is happening here. By passing the law to override that cap for how many years now, you're choosing to increase our burden rather than cut spending and therefore signaling to your constituents that business as usual is more important than affordability. What specific tough decisions or budget cuts were made before you decided to ask for 15% more from us? Others in the state are sticking to the cap. Why are we 5 times higher than the calculated 26 limit of 3% for New York State? When combined with last year's 7%, the prior year's 11%, residents are facing a 33% jump in tax levy in just 3 years. This is unsustainable burden for our families and seniors, especially when compared to our neighbors in the towns of Clay and Cicero, who pay less overall non-school taxes than a comparable house in the village. We heard many times from our former mayor that the village is in good financial health. Although not the full picture, I spent some time researching our constitutional tax limit. For those who aren't aware, the state of New York regulates that all municipalities have to abide by a 2% 5-year calculation to determine solvency. This calculation is based on the total levy less some exclusions compared to the total market value of the properties held to that levy. Once a municipality hits 80%, they're considered insolvent. The village has been trending to the mid to high 40s for the last 15 years. But if the housing market didn't jump so much that, it went from 1.5% increase to 5% in 23-24 and over 8% the last 2 years, it would show a different story. If this trend returns to even 3% in 10 years, we will be above 70% for our constitutional tax limit. If we hit a bubble like we saw in 2009, it'll come sooner. Has the board discussed this limit, or are we just kicking that can down the road? However, the size of this tax hike and tax limit is only part of the problem. What's more alarming is how we are managing our funds. The State of New York Comptroller's 24 audit was clear. The village has failed to provide effective oversight. Specifically, the village has failed to file the AFR on time. These reports are missing or late. It leaves a massive question mark to how our tax dollars are actually being spent. This board voted for an audit, so there's obvious concern among you as well. How can this board justify a 15% increase when the state's own auditors, as well as yourselves, are questioning what happened fiscally? How can you make us feel comfortable you're managing our money? At this point, the only departments showing constraint seem to be DPW and Parks. As my college daughters like to say, the math ain't mathin'. Many of the rows of the budget don't foot to the total, so there's either a problem in the spreadsheet or there's something that's not being transparent. There's too many items to note here, but installment purchases don't align. Regardless, a 15% tax levy increase when the average salary increase in Onondaga County is 3% is not sustainable. I asked this board and the department heads to dig deep and cut at least 2/3 of this budget. We've got to do something. All major capital projects should be suspended at this point, unless it's an emergency, like the DPW had to have a generator, or if we have a truck that it costs more to fix than replace. We can't continue to ask more of our homeowners year after year after year. Last year, I was unable to attend these meetings, but I emailed a lot to the former mayor, to Trustee Bolton. I'm disappointed that none of those tough conversations seem to have been had in the last 12 months. Consolidation, shared services, and unfortunately, yes, termination of some of our services. No one wants to be in that position, but without forethought, it won't be the village's choice. Let's do what's right, lower the budget to an affordable level, and let's set us up for the future where the Village of North Syracuse chooses its path forward instead of the state or the banks. We're not just a checkbook for the village budget gap. We deserve transparency, accountability, and a village we can actually afford to live in. Thank you.
Thank you for that. I agree with you wholeheartedly. And in the comprehensive plan that we're going to adopt at the next board meeting, instead of having, I want this and I want this and I want that, we also have a side that's the financial plan. And we're going to be able to, if you will, project forward where things are going and look at any of these purchases or anything we're going to do, what it's going to do to that line. And I encourage you to join us in that financial plan. We need help from the villagers. What do we cut? Okay. Do we cut plowing snow? Well, no, you can't do that. Do we, what are in there, a nice little target is parks. Okay. We get rid of all their parks. It generates this revenue. Yes, ma'am. And what we're looking at there is looking at the non-resident, non-tax paying participation and looking at adjusting those rates. So, but thank you very much. Appreciate your comments. Someone else, please.
Lisa Liato, 356 Chestnut Street. I really appreciate all of the time and effort review that you all took to review and work hard to decrease the budget from 18% to 9% tax increase. I learned a lot sitting through the meetings, and I believe although we went from 18 to 9%, there's many, many opportunities still left to decrease the budget even more. I would be more than happy to sit down with any of you at any time to review the opportunities I see to decrease and recommendations. Another question I have is planning board members and zoning board members did not receive any increase to their stipend, correct? But every employee in the village received between a 5% and over a 20% increase, pay increase, correct?
Salary increases, negotiated increases, and new hire increases, yes.
So every employee received one, except every employee in the village received between a 5% and over a 20%.
Except
Pay
for the
increase.
negotiated agreements.
And
We're
which-
like at 2.5.
Which were what?
DPW,
So DPW's at 2.5%?
those were negotiated. We're in the midst of the contract
Okay,
years.
that
with
wasn't
those.
my understanding sitting in the
I know,
workshops.
I understand that, yes.
So that's new information.
That's,
ahead?
that's changing information.
So that's kind of, I would ask you to rethink that. Like I said, I'm part of the planning board. I am there because I feel an obligation to give back to the community. But I also think it's a slap in the face because it's the residents and a couple business owners that sit on those boards. Also, I am in total agreement. I think that time has come. We might need to think about cutting some services a little bit. We can't keep going on like
Nope.
this.
No, we cannot.
So for full transparency, there'll be another budget workshop meeting, public meeting on
On Monday,
Monday
13th.
for the public. So
The
I would,
open meeting, yes.
so I would urge
our
residents to,
workshop.
okay.
Yeah.
So I would urge residents to come out and get involved. Thank you.
Well, and again, I hope when we get the comprehensive plan put together and we establish that financial planning group, that you'll join us.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Ken Ryan, 211 Herman Drive. And I agree with both of them. And I was at the one workshop with you and part of the other one. And there's things that were done that are hard to do, but I agree with them. You have to go deeper. There's things that are still in the budget that could get out. You might have to share some cars or share whatever instead of just purchasing. Clothing allowance. Don't need a clothing allowance. The raises for everybody, I think across the board, you don't need to do. Not yet. You gotta, I mean, there's, like I said, DPW is still at 2.5. Somebody's getting this, whatever. Certain people got large raises last year. Other people got nothing or close to nothing. But they don't need another big raise on top, another 5%. They don't need it. And the forms that we have here, with how it's done now compared to the way it should be done, having everything a little simpler for people to figure out. You know, whatever, say Pat Brennan makes, whatever, should all be there, every bit of it, so everybody knows it, or anybody, whatever. It doesn't read well. Everything that they have on the line or income should be on that line for its final making, and this doesn't show that. And the other thing on this thing doesn't show, when you add up all your numbers, remember at the end of the one meeting we came out with 7 million something we had to do, but if you add up all the other things coming out of the it doesn't add up to the 7,000, it's up 6,000 something. So there's something wrong there too. But you can look into that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're auditing that whole thing, you know, in the next, starting 13th, we will be able to go in and audit, make changes where they're appropriate based on what we found, plus what you're saying. And, because it's got to be right.
Yeah.
I agree. Thank you. Anyone else care to speak? Seeing none?
So just before you close it, please. So I appreciate everybody's comments. I appreciate what everybody said. Couple things I just want to make you all aware of, okay? We all worked very, very hard cutting. We had dollar amounts where a department head came to us and said, we need $2,000 on this line item. We asked them to cut it to $1,500. We asked them to go from 2,000 to 1,000. So we've done a significant amount of cutting. To your points, we're still in the process of saying, okay, how do we address services within the village? Now, I'm going to give you make-believe examples. Okay, so please don't hold me to this. We're one of the only villages around that still pick up your leaves. $90,000 a year it costs us to pick up your leaves. Do we stop that? Do we say, I'm sorry, citizens, we're not picking up your leaves anymore? We just saved $90,000. On this budget, that's 2%. So your reference of being a 9% now comes down to a 7%. I'm sorry, residents, we're not going to pick up bulk trash anymore. Okay, I don't have a number on the bulk trash, but it's very, very expensive. So we say we're not going to pick up bulk trash anymore. How do you get rid of your bulk trash? Well, you've got to call Charlie's the bulk trash guy, or you got to call Billy, the landscaping guy, to come get your leaves. That's where we need your feedback. We need your feedback as far as, listen, if you're going to cut something, we're fine with you cutting leaves. We're fine with you. We're not going to pick up mattresses anymore. You pay $25 to have a mattress pickup. It costs us more money to drive further to get rid of those mattresses. So those are the things that we as a board and through Dave's beliefs, we didn't want to cut services to the village to that extreme until we heard from you. Okay. The other thing that may not have been easy to see in here, there's a tremendous amount of fixed costs that we have no control over. Pensions went up significantly. Health insurance went up significantly. Retirement significantly. Now, you can say, let's cut health insurance. Okay, let's cut 3 people out of the DPW. Let's get rid of 4 patrol officers. Okay, because we got to cut pensions. We got to cut health insurance. Is that what you want in your village? Okay, right now the DPW comes around and plows your street twice a storm. They come at 3 o'clock in the morning and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We won't buy a new dump truck. We'll plow your streets once. Is that okay? Those are the hard questions that we're being forced to look into. The other thing is that I want to make you all aware of, we don't have any developable land in this village. There's nothing. There's one parcel of land in this village that we could put a substantial housing development in. I've gone and met with the owner of that land. He's not interested in selling. He just wants to keep the land. But when you look at increasing, the way to your reference of Cicero and Clay's got a ton of industry going in. Don't even talk Micron. Just talk housing, talk small businesses. We don't have that land available. And even if we went down South Bay Road, which I did, and I looked at all those parcels of land on the right-hand side as you're headed to Sweetheart Corners, we could go find Charlie, the repair guy, and say, open up a 2-bay garage, okay, and do car repairs. Honestly, that'd get us $1,800, $1,900 in village tax. Okay. So those are the things we're faced with. Also, as the deputy mayor mentioned, contracts. We're binded by those contracts. In the future, we can renegotiate those contracts, but that's nothing we can do about next year. Last thing I just want to mention, and if you looked at this, hopefully you saw it. We saw a we've projected a $4,000 increase in the village hall's electric bill. You're all getting that same increase in your electric bill. So you take $4,000 at Village Hall, you take $5,000 or $6,000 for this building, then you've got to heat the DPW, you've got to heat the fire stations. That's all. That ends up being close to an $80,000 a year increase because we don't know what Niagara Mohawk's going to do. So that's a fixed cost that we really can't address. Okay, so I would encourage all of you, and I appreciate all of your input. You know my email address. Tell me what you think. We have a meeting Monday night. We'll talk about it. But we didn't want to go in and drastically cut services to our residents without having their feedback. So like I said, I welcome anybody's comments. If anybody else wants to get up and speak, great. But, this was not looked at as we're just going to give money away and say, here you go, here you go. Okay. And to Mr. Ryan's point, we cut clothing. There were budgets where we cut the clothing. Is it nice for our employees to have a nice shirt like this and stuff like that? Sure it is. But if we can cut $500 out of there, $500 10 times is a lot of money out of 10 different budget lines. So thank you for your time. Thank you for coming. And we're going to continue to work hard on this.
And just to wrap it up, I'm going to go back to the comprehensive plan. When you see it, and I want you to pay close attention to it, what they've tried to do within that plan, there's the whole front of it's full of detail, the history about the village and projections of where we're going as far as housing and whatnot. But we do need we need to have a deliberate plan going forward of how we're going to maintain this as a village. Because as you said, my word is the future could be a hamlet. And we have to be careful. There are services that we enjoy. Okay. I live in a yard that doesn't have a lot of leaves. So I don't care about leaf pickup, but my neighbor does. So we got to just be deliberate. And thank you so much for attending this hearing. Closing of the hearing. The second hearing is just on community input relative to the zone change for the proposed fire department on Chestnut Street. The proposed new firehouse and the drawings I have are come closer to the property lines than our current code allows. So there's going to be a proposed change to the zoning, and we're not prepared to do that tonight. But if there's any comments of neighbors or adjacent to the firehouse, be happy to hear them. Anybody care to speak? Nothing heard. We'll close that second hearing. Okay. So we made some modifications to how we operate. And so right now is a time for citizens' voice. The first citizen's voice, if you care to speak to the board further, please leave your name, your address, and try to limit your comments to 3 minutes. Anybody care to speak to the board? Ken Ryan.
Ken Ryan, 211 Herman Drive. Things that were brought up at a previous meeting was why we were not filling the pool next door to me at 209. And Luann read a thing saying that they get the right to try to fix it, to do whatever. And I called the state, and that's exactly right. But they said that right passed 8 years ago. You get the right to fix it, not for 10 years. They go, that's why they have the law that once a pool's abandoned, it needs to be filled in. That's what the state told me. So how much information they got before that, I don't know. And what I'd like to know now is we're in court with it. We've been in court with it since where are we at court with it? What's going on?
Well, you came in my office and asked me just the other day what was going on with it, and we told you it was on the 14th.
The meeting. That's just a meeting.
So the judge is the one that told her that she could rebuild her pool, not me.
So we took her to court. She is in court, and the judge is the one that gave her the choice, and she opted to repair it. That is her choice. And the judge said that he was okay with that. And he gave her a timeline.
Yeah, I was there. Gave her, to March and whatever. And when the judge said that,
So I'm not the judge.
I know, but when the judge asked that, he asked you if you were okay with that because
Yeah.
it's an abandoned pool, and you said yes, you were okay with it.
I don't have a legal right to take a civil right away from her.
You
That
got-
is her right to choose that.
Well, she did choose that
That's right.
8 years earlier and didn't do it.
And she's been fined for the pool before, right? And so she's in court against that as we speak, on top of the fact that we took her to court again. So we've taken her to court twice now over that issue, along with the fence that the state addressed. And so currently, she's in the court. They gave her a date, and she's going to be there on the 14th. And she either decides that she's going to meet the demand of the court, and if she doesn't, then we go to other options.
Okay. And you said the state settled the fence, but I talked to the state about the fence too, and they said, well, they gave us a picture. Look at it, it's brand new. I said, did you give you the picture of the back of the fence that's fallen over? And they said, no, we didn't get that.
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
They
they got
got
it now? Well,
They got everything.
at that point, they said they didn't have that.
They closed that.
The state closed it.
That's right.
Okay. I'll get back to the state.
Well, they told you.
No,
Just like we have a document that says that the state closed it.
okay. What's the third thing?
You're doing a great job. You want to thank us for doing a great job. Thank you very much.
You want to thank me for finding your phone?
Thanks for finding my
Oh.
phone. She did find my phone. And like John said, I was there and watched a lot, things that got cut and did whatever. And it's a long, tedious night. But
Nights.
yeah, well, for me, it's only 2 nights.
3 nights.
As long as that, I have the question on Monday, when it's open, everybody has input on that Monday thing. You're there. So it's just to watch again.
Just to watch again. However, if you've got stuff that you want us to pay attention to, I think you probably could hand one of us a piece of paper that we could read.
So you have to have it ahead of time. Just to,
Well, how many more times can we go through this?
I know.
I mean, that's,
okay. That was a question because I know the last 2 we had, no right to speak.
well, but you appreciated
Yeah.
the fact of what we were going through.
Yeah, and I
Yes.
even talked to you a little bit. I've talked to different people about what I thought.
All right.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Ken. Anyone else for Citizens Voice?
Hi, Pat Ferguson. I live in the village. Couple things. Arbor Day. Just wanted to make sure it's on your calendar. Friday the 24th, 1 o'clock, Parkway Drive, the park in the loop. That housing development was developed in the 1930s. Talk about old housing and the lack of place to put housing. That was a development back then. So putting a hydrangea tree under budget value. It came in on, hallelujah. Park DPW gentlemen that have found the tree are doing very well. And thank you to them. And thank you. And festival is coming May 23rd. Just put that in your mind too. Okay, good. Thank you.
Thanks, Pat. Anyone else?
Lisa Liato, 356 Chestnut Street. I just wanted to talk just a little bit about the efficiency efforts. We talked about, I heard a lot about how do we start consolidating more like office supplies and those kinds of things in the village. One department's ordering from Amazon, one is ordering from Office Max. And I just think at this point in time to really sit down and try and consolidate things in the village that can be consolidated. I think at this point, every dollar really does count. And I learned a lot in those meetings, so thank you very, very much. But I just have a question. Do I understand that all Village Hall employees have a 35-hour work week?
That is their minimum, yes.
So the their salary is based on 35 hours a week?
Yes.
And if they receive overtime in comp time or payment, is that after 35 hours a week?
Yes.
And who keeps track of that? Is it the department head, or how does that just, are people like punching a time card? Is it written down and initialed and signed every day about lunches, time in, time out, lunches? Who's keeping track of that?
Yes. We have an automated paycheck system, which in most cases is very good about keeping track of punch-ins, punch-outs. And in the end, the department heads see all of the time that their employees have put in.
Who's keeping track of the comp time and the overtime?
The system does.
Yeah. This,
Paychecks does?
yes.
So everything comes to the board?
But
Like,
the board
there's
doesn't.
Is
board-
there oversight? My question is, what kind of oversight is there with overtime and comp time?
I would say that's at the department head level,
Mhm.
unless there's some reason that one of the trustees who's a liaison to that department thinks that something else needs to be done.
I think one of the things that we should look at is maybe, with the raises, the significant raises, transitioning from a 35-hour work week to a 40-hour work week, all the print jobs that are going to Plank Road and other places, although I love supporting the village, can be done in-house with that extra time and effort. I've heard a lot of chatter about like we might need some extra part-timers. I think going from 35 hours to 40 hours would also provide more efficiency in those areas.
I think there's little things to attack,
Mhm.
like the paper. There's very big things to
Mhm.
talk about, the electrical efficiency of our buildings. I mean, we've got to go after the big nuts too.
Yeah,
know?
the little things add up
Oh,
though.
I agree with you. I
So,
agree.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else for citizen voice? Okay, moving on. Approval of minutes of March the 12th, please. A motion,
So
a second. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
For discussion,
Go ahead.
what are we approving?
Didn't you get the minutes?
No, we didn't get any minutes.
They were in the distribution packet that was posted online.
Say what?
They were in the distribution packet that was distributed online.
They're online.
Did you see them?
Mhm.
Okay.
So you went through and read the minutes of the
Mhm.
meeting that are online?
They're always online. We just didn't get a copy of it.
We've never approved minutes by asking the board to go online and check for the minutes.
No, we never have, but they're always there. So if we
And
didn't
if
get
I'm
them, I
not-
just looked at them.
And if I'm not mistaken, the minutes that we're approving can't be put online until they're approved. We approved them to have them put online.
I don't know that to be
Wait,
100%.
Robert, can you chime in on that, Robert?
Yeah, you can post unapproved minutes online, say you want to.
So, as I'm just looking for, we've never, in the 3 years I've been on the board, we've never done that. We get the minutes, we read them, we approve them tonight.
I guess I didn't think it a big deal because I've got my Gmail that I've been working with because my North Syracuse one hasn't. So if I don't see something, I look for it.
But it didn't
That's
come,
what I did.
but it didn't come to your Gmail.
It didn't come to me. That's why I thought,
Right.
well, maybe he sent it to the North Syracuse by mistake. And then I didn't get it at all.
And the only, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
No. So
And the only reason I'm asking this is we got ourselves as a board into big trouble a year and a half ago because we approved minutes that weren't read.
Okay, so why don't we not act on the minutes tonight and we'll pursue them at the next board meeting?
that's fine. I
Okay.
withdraw my second.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, John.
I withdraw the motion.
Thanks, Rick. Okay, the next is, make sure I'm in the right order here. Okay, general fund abstract number 22 in the amount of $125,313.35, covering vouchers 1401 through 1459. Included in this payment is $40,085.62 for the payment to M&T Bank as the first payment on our new dump truck. A motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Any
Discussion?
discussion?
Has the abstract been sent out to everybody?
It was behind due to staffing issues this week. It had been audited by trustee Bolton, but it was not ready in time to go to the trustees ahead of the board.
So unfortunately, I can't make a motion to approve the abstract and second the motion to approve the abstract because I'm the only one who's seen the abstract.
But the $40 payment already went. $40,000 payment already went.
No, because it hasn't been approved yet.
Right.
I go through the abstract every 2 weeks. I verify the bills. I verify that they're being done and put in the right the right distribution. And then it comes to the board to approve the abstract in order to pay the bills.
Right.
Me going through it is just verifying that it was done.
So what's happened in the village office, not so much this week, it started last week. Our assistant clerk treasurer went out for medical, okay? And she tried to come back on Tuesday, and that was not good. She was out the rest of the week, and now she's going to be out for the next 3 weeks. So we've been a person down. We've been trying to put things together simultaneous with managing all this budget input. So I guess we were just overwhelmed with the amount of work that had to be done. And, we're trying to bring a part-time person on to cover a little bit for the couple weeks when the assistant clerk treasurer is out. So I guess,
Why don't we just put that area on hold until next meeting?
yes.
I withdraw the motion.
Okay.
That whole
Then
area.
I'm going to skip on the transfers. Okay. All right. Let's go to old business. The Estoppel notice for the proposed fire truck number 1 expires on April the 12th. Just so you know. Okay. Beyond that point, then we would move ahead. Okay. We need a motion to approve local law 1, increase the village tax levy above the 2% threshold. And a meeting is going to be held on the 26th with our final input on the budget. I hope a successful motion this time.
So moved.
Second,
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
I
Aye.
Okay. New business, we lost, or we need to replace 2 DPW workers. The first one is a motion to approve the employment of Mark Grexko as a full-time laborer effective April the 6th. All those in favor? Or motion?
I'll make the motion.
second,
Any discussion? All those in favor?
I
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next piece of new business, approve a resolution for the annual village garage sale weekend. The sign is up at the village hall and there's no permit required. And normally the garage sales held during the middle of May. So the tentative dates would be May 15 through 17. Need board approval to the results of the North Syracuse Fire Department officers election that was held on the 7th. Elections results are as follows: Chief Joseph Azarellis, Deputy Dante Malaro, and Assistant Chief Chris Strom. Motion to accept the results.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor, did we do a motion and approval on B?
Where are you?
B under new business? Approve a resolution for dates of an annual village garage sale?
Between the 15th
Oh.
and the 17th. That weekend between the 15th and the 17th, you said?
Yeah. Does it? Yes.
So I'll make the motion.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I thought that was more of a declaration. Okay. That concludes that business part of our agenda. And we've put citizens' voice here on the end again, if anybody wants to talk.
Is it
Okay.
after our reports
Prior.
or prior to our
Yeah.
reports?
Yeah, that's where, yeah.
Oh.
Item 10.
Okay, so we need the attorney report, engineer,
Yep.
department heads, and then,
Yep.
okay.
Okay. Mr. Jermaine? Any,
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
excuse me?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
Good. Okay. Thank you. Engineers report? Excuse me? Okay. Parks? Don?
First off, we have Earth Day coming up April 25th. It's from 10 to noon. We'll clean up all the parks, clean up along Main Street, get the village looking nicer for the summer months. Help out DPW so they're not constantly getting on and off the mowers whenever they start mowing. That day is also Village Shred Day here at the community center, 10 to noon. So if you have any documents you want to shred, stop by here. It's a free event, so stop by. The next thing, I was contacted on Monday, or actually Friday of last week, about whether or not we want the community center to be a cooling station by the county. I asked about qualifications, whether somebody had to be on site, had to be a certain qualified in something. They told me no, it just has to be manned. And if we wanted to do it, it would just be listed as during our village hours, or it'd be listed as call for hours. So if we had something in the building, we don't have to kick them out per se. They would just have to call our office and say, yeah, the building's available for a cooling station. So I told them I would bring it up to the board and see what you guys thought on that.
Don, is that heating and cooling?
They only asked about cooling.
Cooling?
And
Yep.
wasn't the stipulation on that was that it had to be manned?
Yep, somebody will have to be here. But as long as it's during village hours, we can make it happen. Whether it's me, Dwayne, we can have somebody here from 8:30 to 4 if needed. Like I said, if something isn't going on here, it can be opened. But we don't have to kick people out per se to make it a cooling station.
So if there's an emergency situation and there's an event going on,
As
like
far
in
as
the
I know, I don't have
contract?
to.
Okay.
As far as I know, we don't have to kick them out because they would just list this building as call for hours. So if they called the number, they could ask if we were available for a cooling station, and we don't have to say yes
oh, really?
if we have something going on in this building.
What's the latest on the elevator?
Elevator, we started install on Monday. I got a call Monday, probably about 3:30, saying there was an issue with install. Apparently, at the top of the elevator shaft, there has to be some sort of beam, and currently there isn't one. We have a meeting tomorrow with the elevator company, myself, Larry, and Fred, Trustee Wilmer, for those who don't know, with them to discuss what the next step is. But basically, the guy said he was surprised that it was installed the way it was installed.
Okay, thank you. Codes?
Thank you. I've been awake all week doing my codes training, so I don't have a whole lot in terms of a report because I came from my NISBOC training to this meeting, and I have to go off to college in the next 10 minutes. So I came here just for this. One, I have been in talks with iWorks and creating the apartment registry. I've been working on for the last several months. I've talked to you guys a few times about it. So we have finally come up with all the information that I've given them and created. They have a designed software package that will take my information and create a link into our website so that everybody that owns an apartment, that includes a single family home to the apartment complexes that we have here, they would register online. That there is an additional fee for that, which totals $5,250 annually with a $1,050 setup. I got them to reduce that by about $1,400. But the good news on that is that we have 331 apartments times $100 means that I will bring in $33,100 on the homes and an additional $1,800 on the apartment complexes, not to mention all the fire inspections on each one of those 331 homes that we currently can't set up until they sign up for the apartment registry. I'm only able to do that to the complexes right now at this moment because they're registered businesses. So this would register them, and that would have them go online. They fill out all the information. It would also allow me to have the detailed information about each resident. And they would also be forced to change as the residents come in and out of the units. They would have to upload the contacts of each one of those people so that we could feed some of that information over to the fire department. So if there is a need for fire access, they have that. So it is a plus. I mean, there is like I said, there's a fee of $5,250 annually. It's yearly, but I'm just on the fees. It's $33,100 plus the $1,800 on the complexes. So it is it's not meant to make money. It's meant to create safety, but the result is that it does bring in revenue. So
Thank you.
That's what I want to add to the budget going forward.
We'll talk about this.
Yep. Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. So that's all I have right now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Chief Brennan.
Yes, well, I just want to dovetail back onto that with you. So
Yeah.
We had an alarm this past weekend over to Palmcrest over off of Taft Road in the town of Cicero. We've been working in the Cicero with the 5 fire chiefs in the town of Cicero with the Cicero planning board and zoning board on a registry just like that.
Mhm.
So have you checked out with the town of Clay or town of Cicero is looking to do?
I've looked at a few. I haven't looked at Village of Cicero's. I've looked at the Syracuse properties.
They're looking to do something very similar to where I'm going with is that here we had an Airbnb that was there. We had a fire down in the basement of it where the fire department was unaware of this particular property. So there's no doubt that we need to have something that's out there. But I just think maybe our partners might be able to potentially help us too. Sure. That's out there with that. I just want to give a big shout out and a thank you to Gil and the staff. We got together earlier this week that there was just a huge.
Excuse me, Chief. I'm sorry. Gil, can you turn that mic on? I just got a text message from a resident that said they can't hear what Pat's saying.
There you go.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. So I just want to give the shout out to the DPW for all their hard work for taking those trees down next door. And Amy, thank you for your support that you've given to the committee and also to the fire department for that and the reminders how important we need to get those trees on the ground before the deadline came into play. So if anybody hasn't seen by the firehouse, there's just a tremendous amount of work that has taken place to get them down out there. And along with, I thank Trustee Bolton and also Deputy Chief Estalos that went next door and talked with the neighbor who was extremely appreciative that the fire department and someone from the village went by and talked to him because he got rid of a tree that was on village property, but was also giving him a lot of trouble there. So very much, thank you very much with that. there is the changing of the guards or changing of the chiefs. So officially, my last day will be April 21st as the fire chief. So Joe will be taking over along with Dante and Chris will be the other two chiefs joining Joe. So I just want to thank you, the board, for the support that you have given the fire department over the last few years as my tenure as the fire chief there. So I really appreciate that very much. And I look forward to being on the other side helping.
DPW.
Pat, I wish you good luck. On March 16th, we started bulk brush. We finished up the first round, started the second round. As we started the second round, we had to switch over to bulk trash. We started bulk trash Monday. We officially will finish it tomorrow for the first round of April. It's only one round in April. We will start again May 4th. So please call in the Friday before at 3 p.m. Me and Sue will answer the phones, get you on the list. If you don't call in before then, we can get you on the list. We've had a lot of complaints about that because of the holiday that I forgot about. And I told everybody to call in on Friday. That was my fault. The hiring of Mark was a blessing. He's so far worked out very well. And he lives in the village. He's a village resident. And he's going to be a good asset to us. And hopefully we can get one more person with a CDL to fill my spot.
So during this bulk trash pickup
Yep.
and whatnot, you told me we got some equipment problems.
Yes. The brush truck has gone down a couple times. We've got some major leaks, some major problems with the brush truck. We're trying to see what we can do as far as going forward. Right now, we're trying to Band-Aid it together to keep it going because that's one of our major pieces of equipment that we need all year long, along with a loader. And we got the loader figured out, but we need to figure out what we're going to do with the brush truck.
What is the replacement estimated cost?
The replacement estimated cost is $240,000.
How many, sir?
$240,000.
In order to maintain the brush and the heavy trash.
In order to
And
keep
yes,
up with that,
yep.
we need that.
Yep.
We need that truck.
Yep.
We're Band-Aiding it and doing the best we can to keep it going. But once I take that out of service, that's going to be out of service for 4-6 weeks. We put thousands of dollars in it, and I can't guarantee it won't go down again.
Yep.
Okay, we have all our alternatives. We can look into renting a vehicle maybe, but that is also very expensive.
Yeah.
And there's some other options we're trying to figure out. But the best I can do is keep Band-Aiding it together for now. We didn't plan on that going down right away, but we knew it was coming up due.
Okay.
We figured the loader situation out. Hopefully we'll have a new loader by June or July if everything works out.
Okay.
That is not coming out of the budget money. That is coming out of something different, the CHIPS money.
Yeah. Sure.
We can turn around and purchase that piece of equipment. However, we cannot purchase anything that's not highway related, like for blacktopping, moving heavy dirt, stuff like that. We cannot purchase a brush truck with the CHIPS money. So we thought about that avenue, but it can't be done. So I've been working with the people from CHIPS, and they're going to get us a loader. That's all I can say about that.
Good.
And we're doing the best we can. Joel's a good mechanic. He's doing everything he can to keep that thing running for us. And I hope we can get through the season, but it's not looking
Okay.
good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Excuse me, Gil.
Yep.
What can you give us yearly around the entire calendar year? What the brush truck, and for people that don't know, the brush truck is the truck that has the big claw on it and the
Gravel,
big bucket in the back. What is that truck used for all year long?
Springtime, we do bulk trash, bulk brush. Sometimes we do long repair with it, moving dirt around, picking dirt up. We do snow removal with it in the wintertime. It's used every season. It's used all the time. That's like one of our major what do you want to say, pieces of equipment.
Sure.
That's that and the loader is the two major pieces of equipment we have to keep it going.
So the bulk trash truck is used to take the snow out of the cul-de-sacs,
Yep.
and clear the end of roads that you can't plow into the woods or anything like that.
Yes.
So that's what that is used for, to haul the snow away, so you have some place to put it the next time it snows.
Exactly. Yes. Yep.
And that, if I could, that brush truck, you think you pick up the brush and what are you going to do with it? We have to drive all the way to Amboy in that truck and back to get rid of that brush at the old Amboy Airport. So we're putting not only a lot of miles on it, but there is a lot of hours. It's away from the village picking stuff up. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
It does its share. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It does its share, and
And
that
this
thing
is-
has done its time.
this is what's in that budget as far as services we're trying to maintain. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Trustee St. Germain.
Okay, so services we're trying to maintain, that was the biggest thing that the budget, the budget revolved around. What can we maintain to not, go above and beyond and not cut out things that we don't have. We have just less than 6,800 neighbors in the Village of North Syracuse. We have our own DPW, have our own police department. Village clears the sidewalks after it snows. I call them perks, and they're not free. Living in a village, comes with perks. We depend on a lot of different departments, and they only are there for us. We have a 2-mile radius of the village. They're only there for us. So our previous mayor, he had said there's an identity to our village. I believe there is. And the service we get, he also said, is stellar first-rate service. Non-residents don't get it. I think it makes it worth it to live in a village. So I just to bring a couple of things to the forefront when we were looking at that budget line by line by line. Parks, we have parks. They give recreational, educational, and social programming for residents of all ages, not just the kids. They oversee 8 parks and the community center. And the best kept secret in North Syracuse, I think, is Kennedy Park Pool. Swimming lessons. They have seasonal programs, the holiday parade, tree lighting, Easter egg hunt, bunny breakfast, Halloween trunk or treat, Earth Day celebration, driver safety courses, family festival, Memorial Day parade, the concert series, the summer camps, the swimming lessons, senior citizen bus trips, Zumba classes, soccer. Okay, there's more, but I'm not reading them all. Okay, DPW is our next department that's only ours. They do street and sidewalk repair. A total of 26 miles of the village roads and 8 miles of the sidewalk they maintain. They do the street cleaning. They maintain the 7 parks within the village. They mow, they trim, they repair the buildings. They do the pool, the play equipment. They plow. We just went into what they plow. The sidewalks are also maintained. Building maintenance. They take care of Village Hall, the garage, the community center. We don't venture out anywhere and pay anybody else. They do it. The catch basins for the storm drain are maintained by them. The sanitary sewer maintenance is also done by them. So that's one department. Codes. He takes care of all the building stuff. He goes to inspect, to issue or not permits when the job is finished, whether it be sheds, decks, fences, satellite ditches, porches, enclosed and open, interior and exterior renovations, roofs, new walls, doors, windows, finished basements, plumbing, electrical. And he also manages to remove junked or abandoned vehicles and properties. Fire department, volunteer fire department. They handle the residential, commercial, wildfires. They give medical assistance as EMTs. They go to traffic accidents. They deal with hazardous materials. They enforce fire codes. They give safety talks to schools and homes. They even take care of animals that are in need. And because of their swift response times and the ability to organize the local support can mean the difference between a devastating disaster or not. The first line of defense, not only during fires, but medical incidents or even during severe weather. So they bring people together and they forge strong community boards that contribute to our village resistance. Lastly, the police. They revolve around community policing. Community policing is what we have. They not only do house checks, senior registrations, child safety seat inspections, bicycle registrations, public safety assistance canine. We have Nova, the dog that goes around to different places. They do traffic complaints, safe child ID cards for missing or abducted children. They take in sharps, needle and drug disposal for everybody. They don't have to worry about where they're going to bring it. They do fingerprinting for employment, handicap permits. They do an internet exchange zone. If somebody buys something on the internet, they give them a place where there's cameras and a place to call 911. They have a police department you can just walk right in. You don't have to wait for 911. The response time to a call is 1, maybe 2 minutes, when other departments might be, if they might not even come at all. And that's the truth. So community policing is what they revolve around, and encourages law enforcement officers to become an integral part of the community, attending local events, participating in meetings, and working alongside our residents to develop solutions for unique challenges in the village. It's the collaboration between the police and the community that prevents crime before it occurs. So in closing, I just want to say that more residents than not do credit the board for remaining diligent and steadfast while we still are trying to be financially responsible, not cutting out your essential services that everybody welcomes. They say they do, and you deserve it. I do too. It's a hard job to do this budget. We've been spending more time with each other than we've been spending at home. And we have gone line by line by line and sat with all the department heads. And they've been very, very, very good trying to come up with something we didn't ask for and say, well, I think that maybe we can cut this a little bit more too. Great. So North Syracuse Village logo says, yesterday's road to the future. I see, let's keep going for the future here.
Thank you. Fred?
Simply, I'd like to thank Chief Brennan for his service for the years. Okay. And I'd like to thank all you people for showing up and giving the input. But please don't stop just tonight. If you got something you got in mind, please speak. You know how to get hold of John. I got an email. Dave, Luann, reach out, please. Thank you.
Trustee Bolton.
So thank you very much, Deputy Mayor. So first of all, Chief Brennan, in the 3 years that I've been on the board, you've been a great partner. You've taught me a lot. You're definitely an asset to this village. And as much as I know Joe and Dante and Chris will do a great job, you're definitely going to be missed. Just your knowledge and what you bring to the table. So thank you very much for that. Also, just wanted to chime in on what the chief said about the DPW. They did a fantastic job getting all those trees down at minimal cost to the village. What could have been a $30,000-$40,000 bill ended up being $3,000 because there were 3 trees that the DPW, for safety reasons, didn't feel comfortable taking down. So we had to pay somebody to come in and take them down. And just like Micron, we had to have those trees down by a certain date so that the ABC, XYZ bat that migrates to this area, we wouldn't affect them. So thank you very much, Gil, for that. And it's very much appreciated. To kind of echo what Trustee Jermaine said, I fully agree with what she said. We have a great village. We do a lot here, but we do need to look at what we can do to make it more affordable for everyone. So I would encourage all of you. I have a stack of business cards here. My email address is on there. Before you leave, please come get a card. If you want to give me specifics and say, hey, what about this line? What about that line? I will do my best to get back to everybody and give you some type of an explanation of what that line is used for and where the money comes from and where the money goes, because it's your budget. we come up with it and we approve it, but it's your budget, and we want to be as respectful as we can for that. And I encourage you to come out Monday night, 5:00, up at the Village Hall. It's in the conference room. We'll bring in some extra chairs. You're welcome to sit there and listen. Unfortunately, with that type of a meeting, it's not give and take information from the public. You're allowed to sit there and listen, but then afterwards, you can send us emails, you can call us, you can do whatever you'd like. So I'm very encouraged and thankful with the amount of people that are here talking about the budget, because we normally don't have that. We normally don't have as many people coming. So I'm glad that people are participating and showing an interest in what they want to do. And that's all I've got.
Thank you. An update, I talked about the comprehensive plan just a couple times tonight. That was written with a grant of $50,000, of which the bulk of that the cost is going to be reimbursed in the grant. On the next board meeting, I expect to bring that comprehensive plan forward to the trustees to adopt. Okay, and I think that when you get to read it, you're going to see that the panel that put together the comprehensive plan did a good job. It's about our future, and there's one line within the comprehensive plan that stands out. It's talking about what we have, talk about our sewer system, and the comment was that sewer system is 50 years old. We're going to have to plan on replacing that sometime. And I thought, wow, if you talk about a bump in our budget, that would be a big bump. So we've got to plan for the future, whether it's as simple as painting this building, plan for when those events have to take place and see how they fit into our fiscal plan. I think sometimes some people have been here and told me talk about our credit card. A lot of times I'm afraid we say, let's do something. We haven't got the money in the bank. Just like at home, I put it on my credit card. We can't keep doing that, right? Okay. We get rid of the dreaded office of deputy mayor on June the 16th, when there will be an election to fill the term of the current mayor and to fulfill the term of the trustee, the spot I moved out of to come over here. So there'll be two things being voted on. Just as an aside, that free money that we got from the town of Clay to replace our elevator, Don talked about the beam that's missing. Because it came out of a hole that was old, we had to do radon testing. Hadn't thought about that. Oh, surprise, it's old wiring. Had to replace the electrical wiring in it. Nothing is free. That's all I have.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think you gave the police chief an option for his report.
arrest me. Sorry, Chance.
Thank you. Thank you.
How did I not?
You started with Robert.
I'll start with March statistics. March statistics for the police department. These are some of our statistics. 740 total events, 266 property checks, 6 domestic incidents we investigated, 21 motor vehicle crashes we investigated, 138 traffic stops, 79 traffic tickets, 8 criminal arrests, 2 DWIs, and 1 larceny. I know we did a swearing in our last board meeting. Unfortunately and sadly, one of our recruits did not make it through the first week of the police academy. So we have lost a recruit, which is unfortunate. Trustee St. Germain talked about some of our services. I did plan on speaking about our child safety seat program that we have. We have members that are certified child safety seat technicians. We're seeing an uptick of that a bit with the weather becoming nicer. We plan on sending another officer to that training. That is a great service that we provide. You can simply go on our website and make an appointment for that. So if anybody's in need of a child safety seat for them or a family member, we are happy to do that. Also, we have a Police Explorer program, and that Explorer program is for anyone between the ages of 14 and 21 that has an interest in law enforcement. And it's a program where they get to come to the police department, have regular meetings, and they get to learn about the profession. And based on attendance and merit, they are able to ride along from time to time with the police department, which is really a formidable program that there's a few chiefs in this county who were explorers. I think there's 3 in this county currently that were explorers. It's a great program. And lastly, the 9 p.m. routine. It's getting nice out. Typically in the summertime, we see an uptick of not only pedestrian traffic, but overnight we'll see an increase in larcenies from vehicles. So we would just encourage everybody to continue to, lock your doors, lock your cars at night, take your mail out of the mailbox, make sure that your outside lights are on, any valuables that you have, you would bring inside. That's the end of my report. Thank you.
And I think bring your kids into the house before.
That as well, Deputy
Yes. Nick, did you have anything?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for coming. I would, excuse me? So,
Second citizen's voice.
oh, you did, I called for that.
Oh, it's the second one.
No, the second one.
I did, I called for the second one, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Ken Ryan again, 211 Herman Drive. I have one more negative thing before I have a few positive things. When Lisa was talking about department heads and how many hours and whatever, and this isn't just with the codes, this goes back way before Larry, and it's continued forever. Who do they answer to? Because even back when I worked for the DPW, I had to go fetch a car from codes that was way out of the district, somewhere he didn't belong during the day. Cars weren't supposed to leave the village. And these problems have been going on continuously. There has to be an overwatch for you can't really do it for fire, can't really do it for whatever, but
The mayor is the supervisor of all those departments.
yeah. And we saw what a job the mayor did. But that's something's got to be set up by the mayor or the next mayor, whoever, to make sure. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I came in the mornings because we're supposed to have meetings or whatever, and he's just not there. I'm not there. He's not in yet. He's not in yet. 10 o'clock, 10:30. And this didn't happen just once. It's happened many times. So, I mean, I almost can't blame him. I have to blame the mayor because if he's the overwatcher, he didn't do his job. So that's my last negative thing. All right, on a positive side, to say with the brush truck, when I worked for the village, it also does swaleways, everything. That truck is probably the most major piece of equipment they have there. When I've been there, I was out in it constantly. And I want to say the short span that we've had a change in leadership, you can see things changing already for the better. And Chance, I've noticed your police officers and cars around a lot more in the village. I don't know if you with a talking to or whatever. It just seems like I see more noticeable, which is a good thing. And a final thing is thanking Pat for really giving up most of his life for the fire department. He's been the longest standing chief by far, and probably nobody will surpass him by any way, shape, or form, but he dedicated his life to the village. Thank you.
Patience Freisinger again. I just want to make a comment from your comments. I agree that we have great services. We have great people that work for this village. I'm not saying that personally, I'm not attacking anyone, but we need to make some fiscal changes here. I raised my daughters in this village. I love being able to have the safety with the police department of them to walk up to Rite Aid at the time and knowing that there wasn't going to be problems. I love taking them to the Family Fun Festival, but I also know that I'm almost 50. I'm not going to be able to afford to stay here when I'm, in 20 more years when I retire, if we continue on this trend. And at that point, grandkids, to me, and they're not going to be able to enjoy this either. We have to make some changes.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. Thank you.
Pat Ferguson, and I neglected the police chief. He gave
did I.
away, he came to Bunny Breakfast. Very nice. Good. But he won the 50-50. He gave it back, so we paid for the canteen kids that were volunteering, so they ate. And thank you, chief.
Okay. One more try. Can I call for a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Anybody in favor?
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned. Thank you. I went